Bitcoin dump. Worse than expected. Do we have much more to fall here? Bitcoin down 11.5% this week. Is this just the start of a bigger collapse here in the cryptocurrency market? I'm going to break down the charts because, guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is not looking good. This is not just the pullback, which it could have been. And we need to start reevaluating what the next key levels could be. If you appreciate this type of content, even on a Saturday, smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get straight into this one, guys, because it's been a tough week for crypto. Now, yesterday, I explained that, look, this is not a crypto-specific issue. No, the wider market's collapsed. And I do want to reiterate that point because a lot of people are like, this is just crypto-specific. Now, if you look at the S&P, big red week here to the downside, dropping at 2%. Same with the NASDAQ, which, of course, Bitcoin is correlated to dropping 2.2%. Now, of course, I know you're screaming at your screen. That's not the same as the 11% we've seen on crypto. But guys, we've seen over $1 billion in 24 hours liquidated from this crypto market. I brought you that news yesterday. And that just shows that the reason Bitcoin falls so powerfully when you get 2 to 3% correction is the domino effect of people with their over-leveraged positions. Now, equally, that now means there's so many leveraged positions to the downside. Yes, there's going to be so many people with 100x shorts open right now here on Bitcoin. So we have to understand that there could be a much bigger pullback here, and we need to evaluate what those price points could be. I'm going to break that down exactly for you guys. Now, the first glaringly obvious thing we need to point out right here, and it's a devastating blow, it's a painful blow, but we have to accept it, is that Bitcoin has lost its weekly EMA ribbon. You can see here, we are 1 day away from closing this weekly candle, but we are miles below our EMA ribbon, right? This is a painful blow here to the downside. Bitcoin now below 26,000, trying to hold that 25.9 level. But you can see here, we've wicked as low here in the week as 25,200. We're below our EMA ribbon. You can see where the support is trying to come in, right? The support is trying to come in at this turquoise line. That is your 200 exponential moving average. Now, if we can hold that, there has been a precedent of us doing that before. You can see this candlestick here. We lost our EMA ribbon, and then we managed to close back into the EMA ribbon, followed by a really powerful week. But time is running out for that, guys. I'll be realistic with you. Time is running out for that. We have 1 day, 14 hours to go. Are we going to manage to bid the price back up to kind of 26.9? I think that's too much here for Bitcoin. It looks like we will be closing our weekly EMA ribbon below. And that's going to mean that we now flip bearish here on the weekly time frame. Now, I know that's hard to take. I know that means we have to reevaluate our position, but it also means we have to be realistic as to what price points we could expect. Now, the first thing I want to show you guys is this very important M pattern. You guys know I've been speaking about this M pattern here. We have to be aware of it. Guys, let me show you this. Take a look at this M pattern, this double top reversal pattern, which could be playing out. We have to be aware of it. You need this on your charts, guys. When we initially moved to the upside, we got rejected. Came back down here, 24.8K, which is this horizontal line. We went back up again, lost the steam, and came all the way back down again. What is that? An M pattern. If you're not familiar with this, Ijaz.uk/TA, take our education program, and you guys will spot this pattern immediately. Now, what is the measured move from this? Well, if you want to take the measured move, let's take it from the peak of that candle to the neckline, and we apply that to the point of breakout. And this move could take us down to 18,000. I'm going to explain to you why that isn't ludicrous. And I know this is crazy. You guys know I don't just shout out numbers. I'm not like those other influencers who will just be like, oh, Bitcoin down to 10,000, Bitcoin going to 5,000. No, I only mention numbers when the TA shows me those numbers. When there's a structure which gives me that number, I will speak those numbers. Otherwise, I won't just say numbers for the sake. So that's your M pattern which is playing out. But in order for that to happen, we need to lose this neckline at about 24.8, 24.9 level. So that's the first scenario I wanted to make you guys aware of. The other infrastructure we have to look at, the setup that we have to look at, is the breakdown from the blue channel, right? If you look at this blue channel here, we've now obviously, with this weekly candle, broken to the downside. But when you break to the downside, you have to look to the left. Remember what Beyonce says? Look to the left to see where is support. And the first support, like I just showed you with the neckline, is 24.8. Fine, we know that support. If we lose that, our next support line is all the way down here at 19.5. Remember, that's where we initially started this move off from, at the bottom of that channel there. So 19.5, I'd mark that on a post-it note as well. If things get even worse, remember the fun price target from breaking down from this type of rising channel is to come all the way to the bottom of the channel. And realistically then, that is when you're looking at the lows of Bitcoin at around that 15,500 to 16,000 mark, okay? So that's the architecture. Am I going to shout for the 15,500 level now? Absolutely not. We've got work to do. Well, the bears have work to do to push it to the downside. And the first bit of work they've got to do is to break this level, break 24.8 and 24.9. So I'm looking at that level for a bit of support. If we don't, you got that M pattern, could tumble you all the way down to 19.5. Let's focus on that now for where we're here on the Bitcoin price. So that's really, really important. Now, the other thing to take a look at, which is very interesting, and I was looking at this morning, trying to make sense of this. Let me know in the comments if you guys have anything to add to this as well, is dominance is falling. Very odd. When you notice a correction in the crypto market, generally you see Bitcoin climb. Money will flock out of all coins, and relatively, even though Bitcoin price is falling, the Bitcoin dominance will rise, which means, relatively speaking, still more money is in Bitcoin than is in altcoins. We're not seeing that. We've seen Bitcoin dominance collapse this week by 2.3%. That is not insignificant. You can see here, breaking down from a key channel. And so what that's telling us is that altcoins are holding up better. And so I investigated that a little bit further. I looked at the total market cap in crypto, which is called total, and you can see straight away that Bitcoin lost 9.3% of its market cap this week. 9.3% of its market cap this week. If you take a look at altcoins lost 7%, not as much, right? Which is very interesting. In fact, if you look at it today, which I'm going to come on to, the total 2, which is what I'm showing you here, is up slightly in the green, 0.2%, but just up slightly, whereas total is down slightly. If you look at total 3, which of course excludes Ethereum as well, these are all your altcoins, down only 5.6%. So Bitcoin took a substantial beating this week, which further corroborates my thesis around the fact that this was a huge liquidation event. Now, the initial couple of percent that the market fell is real, right? You saw the S&P, you saw the Nasdaq, which I showed you. You can see that the dollar index, which I'm going to come on to shortly, is absolutely not relenting right now. That is naturally going to cause risk to rotate off. That's naturally going to cause Bitcoin to fall. But it doesn't cause Bitcoin to fall 11%. Bitcoin falling 11% requires the initial few percent to fall by just means, followed by a cascade of liquidations leading to $1 billion of leverage being wiped out of the market. Add on top of that the FUD that Elon Musk sold a bunch of Bitcoin. Add on top of that yesterday that the SEC versus Grayscale decision was not announced, and you can see why the markets are nervy. Add into the mix the fact that China's economy is slowing down. Evergrande, one of their biggest real estate companies, has filed for bankruptcy. Markets are not in the mood right now to rotate on, so we cannot expect Bitcoin to have an incredible move to the upside. Now, I want to leave you with this. I started off this week by saying, guys, watch out for this dollar index. This is now posted. It's next week here in a green candle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row of the dollar index proving that it wants to rotate back to risk off. You can see more importantly now, it's reclaiming its EMA ribbon and it's breaking out from this channel. This is not good, guys. If we cannot next week send this back to the downside like we done here and like we done here to reclaim the EMA ribbon, to send it back down, Bitcoin could be in a world of bother and it could stay for a long time below its weekly EMA ribbon. When I say long time, I mean multi-weeks, multi-months below that EMA ribbon, providing us opportunities to DCA. So that's what I'm looking at here in the market. It's not good. We can't sit here and sugarcoat it. It's not good. Risk is off. Dollar index is rising. Bitcoin is breaking below its weekly EMA ribbon. But that means we need to get to work. And the final thing I'm going to leave you with here today on a Saturday, as hopefully you guys go for a walk to touch some grass, is fear in Greedex is in 39. Remember, when the markets are fearful, we've not seen this fear for quite a while now. This year's been quite easy. I know it's not felt like it for many, but it's been quite easy relatively. We rose from 15,500 up towards 31. Fear is starting to creep back into the market. This is not extreme fear, but it's a little bit of fear. And one thing I know, which I've trained my mind to do, is when the markets are fearful, that's when I roll up my sleeves. That's where I've got some work to do. So I'll be looking for clean entries while markets are panicking. When the markets are just about ready to reach peak fear, that is where, surprisingly, the market starts heading to the upside. So I'm going to stay locked and ready. I will give you guys updates as and when it matters. Make sure you're in my Telegram, make sure you're in the Discord and Twitter so you get all the updates on the different platforms as and when I post them. Thanks for watching. Make sure you go watch this video here. You're not going to want to miss this one. And I'll see you in the next one.